I hope you're having a wonderful evening, morning, day, whatever it might be for you. I haven't really planned out what I'm going to talk about this evening for me. I'll mention it's day 6 of 75 days. And I was hoping to do a presentation, and I tried to work a little bit on a couple of slides on what 75 challenge was, but they got away from me doing other things. And hey, you know what? That's okay. I'll do it on another day. I do have, 69 days left? 69, dude. Hey, did you know there's another Bill and Ted's movie coming out? Or has it come out already? No, I think it's coming out still. For my generation, I think that's pretty awesome. So, yeah. Just talk a little bit about getting organized and getting things together. It takes a lot of timing for, you would think that six simple tasks weren't really that difficult to do, but I've been finding every night I'm squeezing in the reading portion. So this morning I got up and read right away. I actually woke up at 5:30 this morning, and I went straight for a walk at 5:30. Had a beautiful conversation with one of my best friends who I love dearly, Jacob. And that was great. Had a really interesting interaction with a lady on the street. And just after I got off the call with Jacob, I ran into a lady. She, I don't know how to describe her without sounding, I don't want to be putting a filter on or even being judgmental. It's not really about that as much as like, it's kind of hard to describe. Fairly normal, average looking woman. Looked a little bit like perhaps she was distraught. She introduced herself and said she'd been trying to get home all night long. And I was reflecting later that I had a feeling that maybe she might be a while for her before she finds home. And she said she didn't ask me for anything. She just started telling me a little story about how it was hard for her to get home, and she mentioned she was having some trouble with her bank cards. She'd been in the Tim Hortons where I was going for a coffee, and she'd had some trouble. I asked her if I could buy her a transit ticket so she could get home, and she said that'd be great. And she mentioned that she was a metaphysical entrepreneur and a life coach. Asked me if I had kids, and then told me that she works with toddlers. And it's interesting. There was just like some reflection there around how just about anybody can be a life coach. Some of you will know that I do leadership coaching for what I say new and evolving leaders. Usually I aim for frontline staff leaders, people in kind of customer service leadership roles, low, middle leadership. And I guess any kind of coaching is sort of life coaching in a way. I mean, usually when you're trying to get through something, it involves actually working on something that you could do better. But as we talked, she told me I was perfect. And I said, oh, well, thank you. I appreciate that. And I think that's really important. It's a really interesting theme because lately there's a good friend of mine whose voice is always in my head about coaching. And she's a very brilliant woman. That's why I've been friends with her for so long. And she's so dear to my heart. And so I take her opinion with a lot of clout. And so when Debbie told me I was perfect, I said, oh, well, that's interesting. I appreciate that. I guess I don't need a life coach, which is an interesting response for me because I don't actually think that anybody needs to be fixed. But I think that people need essentially the opportunity to get support in whatever they're doing. And coaching doesn't have to be like I want to be better person, although it can be. When I'm working on myself, I actually do want to be a better person. And one of the reasons is because I want to lead myself in a way that my two boys have the opportunity to understand certain things that I certainly didn't when I was growing up in my 20s and 30s and even till recently. And I'd love to be able to model that for them. So I'm actually aiming towards growing internally. But sometimes coaching is just a case of, I don't have the tools to have this conversation. And then you kind of figure out that you do have the tools, and that's what a coach is for, is to help you bring out your tools. Now, if you don't know how to write a grant, a coach probably wouldn't be the person you're going to go to, because ultimately they don't teach you to write a grant. No, they might help you understand what it is you need from that grant better, but they wouldn't be the appropriate resource to learn how to write a grant or something of that nature, a skill of any sort. But anyway, Debbie, who is the woman I met on the street, she came into my life at a pretty interesting time, and it was just a flash of a moment. And as I walked away, I had that thought about how perhaps Debbie might have a while before she finds home, as she mentioned. And I drove by later, going to buy some gardening supplies, and I saw her again around the same area where we had met, so my suspicions were right. Anyway, I think I might go check up on her tomorrow on my walk and see if she's around. But all that came from a place of reflection, and that kind of helped me in that sense. Yeah, so it's 6:30 here p.m. my time, and I'm just getting my second walk in, and those are my thoughts for the day. I hope you're happy with you. I hope you're doing the things in your life that are meaningful to you. I hope you feel empowered to do the things that are important to you. And I love you. Good evening.